Hi guys, my name is Sylvia with Celestia Roofing, and today I wanted to show you what a roofing system is. So it is more than just shingles, it is multiple layers working together to protect your home from wind, rain, snow, and even the sun. Here at Celestia Roofing, we always start with tearing off your roof completely to find your decking. We want to make sure there is nothing rotten or broken, so you want to make sure whoever you work with is doing the same thing. A lot of times you'll find this black felt paper that feels and looks just like construction paper. You can easily rip it. It's not offering a lot of protection if water gets behind your shingles. This is what's protecting your decking and your home, and it's not really doing that if it's just being absorbed and damaging your decking. So what we do is we go back with a synthetic underlayment. This is water resistant. It is plastic. You cannot rip it. So if water were to get behind your shingles, it'll at least shed off your roof and onto the ground or your gutters. So very important step. Before we even do all that though, we do ice and water on your valleys. That is going to be a rubber membrane that's self-adhesive. You peel this off and it sticks directly on your decking. Like I said, it goes on all your valleys because that's where the water accumulates, and also around any penetration. So any roof vent, chimney, any type of hole you have on your roof, we make sure to put an extra layer of protection. After that, we will cover the whole roof in the synthetic underlayment. That's going to be this plastic. After that, we have our starter shingle. This is a very important step that you want to make sure your roofer is using. A lot of people don't even know this shingle exists because you don't see it. It is much smaller than a shingle. So this is a starter. The difference between this and this is where the adhesive line is and its function. So this one has an adhesive line in the front. Let's pretend this is your decking, your roof, the edge of the roof. It goes on the perimeter of your roof like this, gets nailed down, and this adhesive line works to bond with your shingles. So the shingle has an adhesive line exactly the same but on the back. So when you install this over it, you don't see the starter shingle anymore. That's why a lot of people don't know it exists. But it's bonding together and essentially keeping your roof as one. Because if you skip this step, a lot of times you'll see with high winds your roof flap if you don't have a starter shingle. And that can cause winds to get underneath it and potentially blow off your whole roof. So this is a very important step. You want to make sure your roofer is using a starter shingle. So like shown right here, the starter goes on all the perimeter of the roof. After that, you start shingling the roof. We always shingle from the bottom up. So after the starter, we'll start doing the shingles all the way up to the ridge. The ridge is going to be the highest point of your roof right here. And it leads me to the next step, which is also a very important step that gets overlooked. Your ridge and your hips are going to be the ones going down. They require a different shingle. It's called a ridge and hip shingle, which is going to look like this. This is the actual size of it. This one was just a sample of a shingle. The shingle's much longer, but this is the real size of a hip and ridge shingle. This one is meant to be bent and go over the ridge and your hips. What you don't want is for a 3-tab to get used as hip and ridge caps, because 3-tab is it's a field shingle cut into 3 pieces that was never meant to be bent and does not cover the same wind warranty as the rest of your shingles. Your shingles are going to withstand at least 110 miles per hour up to 130 depending on what shingle you decide to install, and your ridge cap should match that same wind warranty. Because if you use a 3-tab, the 3-tab only withstands about 60 to 80. So let's say you install a brand new class 3 shingle on your roof. A class 3 shingle withstands 130 miles per hour. But if your roofer uses a 3-tab hip and ridge shingle, and let's say you get strong winds, your whole ridge is going to be gone. Your roof is going to be intact, but your ridge is going to be gone. And you don't want that. You want your whole roof to be working together.
How you know that it's an actual real ridge cap is it's going to come already pre-slotted. Bang.
So, very important, make sure your roofer is using real hip and ridge shingles, that they are tearing down to the decking, and that they are using a starter shingle. If you'd like to learn more, book an appointment. We can sit down, go over all of this in detail. I can bring this with me and answer any questions and go from there. Thank you so much. Bye.